Good afternoon, everyone. We're in the process of feeding our penguins right now. As well as having an interloper. Now that egret is a wild egret. He always tries to get food from the penguins. We try to make sure that he is not successful. He or she, you cannot tell sex from just by looking at them. But it's really important that we make sure that we don't allow him or her to get any type of food to reinforce him being very in the penguin's face. So we try to make sure that any food that is dropped, that's why I'm being very hesitant about feeding out. The penguins are in migration mode right now, so what you're seeing is they perceive him as a threat, and so they're staying in the water. I will get back on mic. I'm going to go off mic just so I can try to get more penguins up here. Here comes Jade. But he will most definitely try to get food. Now, if you notice when I was feeding Jade, she actually ate everything whole. Penguins actually swallow their food whole, just like other marine mammals do. The only marine mammal that does not swallow their food whole would be the sea otters and the polar bears. They tend to like to rip their food apart. And again, just in a few moments, I'm going to go off mic, but I will get back on mic to tell you a little bit more about our penguins. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our June Keys Penguin Habitat. My name is Michelle. I'm joined today with Frankie and 23 of our penguins. Now, we have 20 adults and 3 juveniles, and the way that you can tell the juveniles is the fact that they have no double bar on their chest, and that is indicative of the juvenile. Once they go through their first catastrophic molt, that's when they'll get that double black bar going across their chest. But for now, it's really easy to point out who is who. Astaire has another and another. Now, what I'm doing is actually telling Frankie which penguins are eating. And this allows us to keep good track. And it's a way that we record every day how much each penguin gets. Now, feeding a penguin is a lot like feeding a 3-year-old. Depending on they don't like certain fish, I have to try a different one. That one he said was okay. Little did he realize that it was the exact same fish. Normally the penguins will eat anywhere from 2 to 3 fish a day. I'm going to go down for Miss Roxy. Each penguin has its own distinct likes and dislikes when it comes to fish. We have some penguins that will only eat herring, some that will only eat capelin. During certain times of the year, they will go back and forth depending on which penguin it is. Hi, Miss Heidi. I will always offer both types, but it just kind of depends on what kind of mood the birds are in. Now, like I said, we have 20 adults. They range in age from our youngsters, the juveniles, were hatched in May of last year. And our oldest is actually is Whatever. And she is our smallest penguin, and she's the one that eats the capelin the most. And looking at it right now, she's eaten about 20 capelin. And that is normal for her. They're a smaller fish. This is Dee, one of our juveniles. She got another herring. Now, each penguin does not eat the same amount of food every day. They change depending on the day, and they, just like penguins in the wild, wouldn't eat every day the same amount. So this is perfectly fine. The big thing for us is we look to see how much food that they're consuming. If all of a sudden there is a drastic drop off for more than 1 or 2 days, that is when we will let our veterinarian know, but it can also signal the change in seasons. Right now, like I said before, they are in migratory phase, and that just means that they want to spend most of their time in the water. Now, our youngsters here, you'll see they'll stay up here with us because they really don't understand the migratory phase yet. And they don't understand the perceived threat. You saw the egret up here, and when the egret would fly down, all the penguins would start to swim in unison. Only one penguin has to perceive a threat for all of them to act on that. And these penguins are a prey species. If you look at the penguin's face, you'll notice that their eyes are on the side of their head. That is indicative of a prey animal. A predator animal like us, we have the eyes in front, and that is indicative of a predator. So things like the big cats have eyes in the front, hawks, any type of falcon. Yeah, I see them, but the penguins have pretty much all eaten, so they're pretty good. The falcons, any type of bird of prey, has eyes in front, and they have what's known as binocular vision. So that makes them even more adept at being hunters. But you can tell that our penguins are kind of, they're nice and full now. You can see that they're just kind of swimming around. They're grooming. You may see penguins groom each other, and that's called allopreening. And that is fine. I'm going to go ahead and sign off, but before I go, I would like to say thank you all for coming to the aquarium, because your admission does help us take care of all of our animals. So for myself, Frankie, and all the penguins here, we hope you enjoy your day here at the Aquarium of the Pacific, and we hope to see you again real soon.